There we go. Okay, and a stroller in the highway. That's always a smart idea. What are you doing? Okay, well, the stupids are already out, I guess. Hope everyone's doing well. Good morning. And so this morning's topic of fun. Oh, that's bright as shit. Uh, what the hell's going on in Pennsylvania? So apparently, the I think it's Lancaster County has indicated that somebody came and dropped off on the last day of registration for early voting or mail-in voting a large number, and when we say large number, it was in excess of 2,000 registration forms all at once. This person just came in with a big bundle, but it turns out all of them had the same handwriting. Some of them were dated as far back as June, and they were all dumped together. It wasn't like, hey, Dan, it wasn't like, there was 10 here, 10 there. It was like 2,000, and this comes a week after, 10 days after the Supreme Court ruled, or the Fifth Circuit Court, has ruled that all voting must be done by election day, period. Hey, little alone. And that includes, regardless, the Fifth Circuit, I think, is in the southeast U.S. It doesn't matter. I may be wrong on that location. If it's that high, because the next step is the Supreme Court, that ruling affects courts across the country. And basically, they said that Election Day in the Constitution is a designated day that moves only for because the calendar moves, right? So it's not the 5th of November every year. It's the first Tuesday in November, regardless of what date it actually is. So that ruling came out, and then not within a week, probably less than a week, some guy or some person drops, hey, Scott, what's going on? 2,000 plus voter registration forms or early voting ballots all at once, and they all have the same name, same handwriting. They were dated months before. I can't wait until happy and I can call the Karens. Vote harder next time. Yeah, I mean, vote harder. Well, what I find interesting is that basically the court made this ruling, and all of a sudden someone dumps, hey, Skydive, they dump 2,000 forms on an election polling place, and didn't expect somebody to go, what the hell? What do you, like, how stupid is that? That's like, I just, they get this ruling, and then you don't even split it up. You don't get 20 people and say, okay, you take these and you put these in the mailboxes or whatever. No, the freaking idiot brought several thousand of these things and just drop them because they have to get stamped. Here's how it works in a lot of states is once the form is in, it has to be stamped and validated at whatever office or whatever location it's dropped at. It's kind of like a postmark, right? So if they don't have the postmark by the designated cutoff date, they're screwed. This court ruled, one, all early voting and all final voting has to be done on or by election day, period. There's no excuse. And two, all registrations must be put in by the respective state deadlines. You cannot have an extension. There's one deadline. And when that ruling came out, all of a sudden, and they're now saying there are multiple counties seeing this shit. And I think it's just funny that these, whatever the hell is going on, it's like, no, let's oh no, we can't cheat the way we wanted to, so let's be stupid and drop, hey Teresa, let's drop 2,000 forms at one time, because that's not going to attract any attention. Dude, if someone came to me with 2,000 postcards, that would freak me out. I can't imagine 2,000 election forms. Like, what the hell? Well, right, Skydive. And what's funny, in Texas, you have to, and they say requiring ID is racist. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And they even said, oh, well, black and Hispanic folks may not know how to use the computer. Are you fucking joking? Man, I can go to any kid, black, white, brown, Asian, and be like, hey, do you know, if they're over 18, do you know how to register to vote? Even if they don't know how, hey, Joe, it's good to see you though, but even if they don't know how, they could probably just be like, oh, I'm going to Google it, and they'll figure it the fuck out. Like, if anything, that comment is racist. To get a state ID, not a driver's license, just a state ID so you can like open a checking account in Texas, you need your birth certificate and a social security card, which you should have anyway. That's it. And they take your picture, and they basically, it's like a driver's license, it's not for driving. It just says the state validates that this person had the correct information to be registered as that person. That's it. And you know what it costs? $10. And if you're in financial hardship, you fill out a form, say, hey, I'm having financial hardship, and they waive the fee. It's $10, $20, something like that. It's not expensive. So, there were certain little Marxists who were like, oh no, it's racist because, black and Hispanic folks don't know how to use computers. And I'm like, that's racist. Like, I don't understand the definition of racism anymore. It seems all retarded now. So anyway, long story short, they're now investigating all the counties in Pennsylvania, which is a very important state for the election, with its 20 electoral votes. And they're now, I heard this morning, but I can't confirm, that there's another county found a bunch of irregular ballots that had been stuffed in the mailbox of one of the registration centers. So what they've done, hey Sway, exactly. I gotta show an ID to buy booze. Well, I don't, because I clearly look over 21. But like, you gotta buy booze, right? You can't just buy a car, take out a loan without ID. But oh, let's vote without an ID, because that's not racist. It makes my head hurt. It's like, what level of retarded do we have in our governments that they act like this? So in any case, so now there are several counties, and what they're doing is they're not throwing them away, but they've sequestered the ballots to be verified by a sworn individual from the state, as well as representatives from the parties, whoever can send a rep. So obviously Republicans and Democrats can do it. The office of person, making one a government official. Well, that's interesting. Random dude. Office of person. Hey, Carl, what's going on? So, in any case, long story short, we have multiple counties now in Pennsylvania and what they're doing, they're sequestering the votes. Go vote to be upset with the election. Oh, Joe, that at least if they don't, it's foggy like a mofo. I think you guys had a temperature inversion in the atmosphere over by UKP. But yeah, they're going to sequester them. They're not going to destroy them. And then whichever party can send a representative, so they'll have two state officials like go through them and verify them, and then they'll have like a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever parties wish to send a representative to witness the opening and the verification of the questionable ballots, which is fine. A person commits a crime of when, insert victimless crime here. Yeah, well, there's some smelling smoke at work from a 130 acre forest fire here in Massachusetts. Ooh, damn. That's not good. Yeah, we have flight restrictions in certain part of Texas. Apparently a whole pasture caught fire, which they've isolated to a vehicle malfunction, like a tractor caught fire. It got fucked up somehow. I'm in rehab with felons who already voted Democrat. Figure that one out. And Joe's stuck there with what was it, Tinkerbell and the pig or something like that. Joe makes names for people that he runs into, which it's always fun to hear. But yeah, folks, so there's that. As far as the fear mongering of World War III, a lot of people said, "Oh, Israel attacked Iran; it's going to escalate." I don't think either country really wants a full-blown war. That would be a shit show. Tinkerbell and the Hog. There you go. Electoral vote landslide can go in either direction. I think that's how they're going to scam the election. That'll be interesting, Watchmen, to see which way it goes. Hey, kill it. So a lot of people were like, well, what was the purpose of Israel's attack on Iran? They didn't bomb everything. They went after specific targets. I think they hit their anti-air radar installations, some missile facilities. I think they tore up a few airfields, and that was it. The interesting thing is the F-16s, the F-35s, and the F-15 Strike Eagles that were used by Israel don't have the range to go from Israel straight to Iran, execute the attack, and come back. Which means somebody refuel them in midair. Israel only has 3 refueling tankers. So the question is, who else helped them refuel? So who knows? Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Nobody's going to know because we turned our transponders off on our aircraft when they're in operation. So it's like, yeah, find me. Yo, Dan, exactly. That's an ancient hatreds and ancient tribal warfare. And, you know, honestly, if Israel decided, fuck it, we're going to move somewhere else and the whole country left, within 3 years, the countries that are remaining will start fighting with each other. Like, they're only picking on Israel because Israel's different and it pisses them off. But if Israel up and left, like all the people just said, fuck this place, and they went somewhere else, that would they'd start fighting each other because the Iranians and the Saudis hate each other. No, I got we've had changes in weather up here, and it blew up a bunch of dust, and it just got into my sinuses. Actually, the last couple of nights are the first nights I've slept well without my nose waking me up in the middle of the night. But I'm still on the tail end of my allergy season, which is out here. Usually the rest of the year I'm fine. And then right around beginning of football season, like mid-September, almost to November, like pretty much the month of October, I get messed up, and then it's gone. But in any case, yeah, so World War III did not start. That doesn't mean they're not going to cause some other shit in that part of the world. But yeah, a lot of people were like, oh, we're going to have, yeah, it is low humidity. I probably would benefit from a humidifier. A lot of people were saying, oh, you know, we're all going to die, as Mike likes to say in Hudson Valley. Yeah, we're not dying yet. I'm more worried about the assholes we've let into the country. A report last night from the San Antonio Chronicle, I think. Can't remember now. One of the San Antonio newspapers. We now have Tren de Aragua, got chased out of Dallas by the SWAT team. So they went to San Antonio and took over 3 complexes there. So now the state troopers are headed down there. Now, one of the cool things is the government of Texas has declared TDA, hey, Astatine, a terrorist branch, which basically means they're fair game. Everyone can go after them. So every agency from the Texas Rangers down to the county cops can jump on their ass anytime. If they have any resembling tattoos, any shit, we can kick them out. So now they're starting to leave. They're moving around Texas, but they're getting a beating. So now they're starting to leave. And now, unfortunately, some of them went to Oklahoma. That didn't end well for them. They tried Louisiana. That didn't end well. So now they're going to New Mexico and Arizona, and they're trying to settle in there. So that's causing a whole bunch of problems for those states. What they need to do is just all the states just like run their asses off collectively. And if they want to go to California to be in the sanctuary, then fine. Let California deal with their shit. Israel has no interest truly dealing with Iran. No, the attack was very limited. I think they were It was more sending a message like, oh, we can screw up your air defense systems. Now, what I did find interesting was the Israeli aircraft made it that far. They clearly got refueled somewhere along the way. Made it through. I'm assuming they went through Syria, which is a shit show to begin with, and then attacked Iran and went back the same way. So they didn't go over Jordan, they didn't go over Egypt or any of the other countries, and they went and caused a bunch of shit. Fucking Siri's doing weird shit. I'll tell you what, I don't trust Siri at all. But anyway, she misspells half the shit I tell them anyway. But all those planes went there. None of them got shot down. And they weren't challenged in the air. Like the Iranian Air Force was still on the ground when the Israelis hit. You would think, oh, hey, look what showed up on our radar. They'd be in the air to go have a dogfight. Now, I don't know if the Iranians just didn't think it was worth it, because I think the Israeli pilots will be much better in dogfights, or if they didn't know. Yeah, no, my phone keeps editing the C word. Well, just put an emoji, man. Put like a poop or something, man. I don't know what to tell you. But in any case, folks, look, pay attention to what's going on around you. In reality, it looks like people are actually doing their job this election and checking shit. There's always going to be some mischief, no matter what we do, no matter how much we bitch on YouTube or write into the newspapers or the newspapers bitch. There's always going to be someone doing some bullshit. But it looks like people are actually trying to find it. It could be. It could be. It could be a psyop to force voter ID. It could be from the other side after the Fifth Circuit Court ruling that all ballots or all registration has to be done by the deadline, and all ballots have to be in by the end of election day, or they're invalid. And, within 5 days to a week of that ruling, these folks came out and dropped all these ballots. It's really hard to say. It could be coming from either side, honestly. I mean, do your part. If you feel like you want to vote. I would hope you do. And, whether it really moves the needle or not, who the hell knows. But in any case, yeah, it looks like there's already mischief, but it's become very public very quickly, which is very unlike what we saw in 2020, where everything was very hush hush. No, this didn't happen. No, they went loud on the news. They just threw it out there. Couple are the size of park geese. Joe's on a walk. Dude, my corgis saw ducks and geese for the first time. They were on a pier by the park, a county park, and there were a bunch of ducks and geese, and they kept looking. They were trying to sniff them because they've never seen one before. And my dog was absolutely lost. One of the corgis was like, why is that bird in the water? That makes no sense. Like, she kept chuffing at the duck, and I'm like, the duck really doesn't care. The duck's in the water in Europe here. Like, the duck doesn't know what to do with you. So but yeah, so I would disregard, but pay attention to what's going on in your area. Make sure your officials are actually doing their freaking job if you can. And yeah, the world's not ending today, as far as anyone. Now, I say that now, and then, some horrendous shit will happen with my luck, because I have a bad way of conjuring Murphy's Law. But to that point, folks, I'm sitting in my smoking chair out front, and they come right up to me. Oh, that's cool, man. You should get some little goldfish, or the little, what do you call those little, it's like dog kibble, but for birds. And just like throw a few of those, then you'd have all the ducks there. That should freak somebody else out. No, I like those birds. They're cool. I don't like the geese. The geese are assholes, especially those Canadian geese. Fuck those guys. They just come over and, honk the shit out of people for no reason. But in any case, folks, look, they already started with the irregularities. The only difference is this time, the state that found the irregularity immediately put it out there and said, hey, this isn't right. We're sequestering all these ballots. And if they're valid, we'll count them. If they're not, we won't count them. We'll dispose of them. But it's funny that Beer can duck. There you go. It's funny how someone would just drop 2,000 of those. Like, what the hell? Clearly, someone would notice that. Like I said, if someone came to your house and just gave you 2,000 postcards and a bin, that would freak you out. It's like, what the hell is this shit? So I don't know why they thought nobody had noticed that. Hey, Neil. So in any case, folks, TDA is getting chased around Texas, but they are moving. So they're going to other states. Pay attention to your area. If you see something changing in the area, and not necessarily demographically. Hey, Mad Chad, because like I'm Hispanic or Latino or whatever you want to call me, and I can go to a grocery store and I can immediately tell you where people are from speaking Spanish by their accent, much like you would take like a guy from Boston and stick him in Alabama. They'd pretty much know he was from the East Coast. You kind of pick that up. So yay, Charity. Charity's awesome. Thank you, Neil. Yeah, absolutely. But point being, I'm bilingual and I can pick up accents from the different areas because I've heard them all. And if you suddenly notice things change, pay attention. Tren de Aragua are a bunch of psychos and they are moving around. Again, they're getting chased out of Texas because now once they got named a terror organization, everyone went after them. And it became very hard for them to settle in one place because they get jumped on. And so a Boston accent, yeah. So pay attention to your area and don't go places that look shady. Yeah, who the hell came up with Latin X? That's pendejada. I mean, even like gay people I know who are like Hispanic or like, no, I'm Latino or Latina. They pick one. I don't know. I guess, we got erased. Our culture got erased because, a purple-haired kid in Seattle got offended by us. I don't know who the hell knows. But folks, pay attention to your areas and listen to the local news. I'm finding the local news will reveal things you won't see on the legacy media. I'm not even calling them mainstream because most of them are full of shit. The legacy media doesn't give out a lot of information that you can find at the grassroots level. You won't hear about the San Antonio issue with TDA on CBS. They won't talk about it, right? You might hear it on Fox, maybe not, if it gets on the radar. You won't hear about a lot of local stuff. The stuff that happened in North Carolina, they're saying 92 confirmed deaths. We all know there might be hundreds, if not thousands of people missing in North Carolina. But the media, the legacy media, is going to put 90 people. Yeah, it's all BS. No, I agree with you, Joe. Yeah, Neil, absolutely. But to my point, understand your area, right? If you walk around, don't completely lock yourself in a bubble. Go out and see what's going on. I promise you, if there's a sudden shift in your community, you're going to see it. If you pay attention, you'll be like, I've never heard that accent before. I've never seen these folks. And it doesn't mean you should go and like be a racist ass, but just pay attention. We had a bunch of people from Gabon visit here. Gabon was a French colony. They all are African and they all speak French. And their French is distinct from Cajun French, obviously, and France French. It has its own accent. And you immediately can pick up, oh yeah, they've got to be from Gabon or maybe Angola. Like you can immediately pick out where they're from if you pay attention. But if you see a group of people who don't belong or they're new, doesn't mean they're the devil, but you want to at least pay attention to what's going on there. J Flow, absolutely, yes. I'm a racist ass. It does not make me wrong. Well, Joe, but I think Joe's racist to everybody equally. So, I mean, that would just make you an asshole at that point. That wouldn't, like, I don't think this racist if you're equal opportunity racist. I don't know, shit. Anyway, coffee, yay. Did you get your little sticker? I went and got the Spanish sticker and stuck it on my wife. She's like, what the hell? So she went and stuck it on my car and it took me a while to get it off. Hey, coffee. But anyway, folks, pay attention to your area. Like I said, TDA is getting pushed out of Texas and they're going to other places. So if you start seeing the gang-like groups of people that you've never seen before, that's a sign something's changing in your area. And you may need to be more vigilant when you're out shopping, out on the street, whatever. Hey, be good, Joe. Stay safe today. I hate everyone. There you go. Anyway, folks, I'm going to get on. I got to get to a meeting here in about 20 minutes. So I just wanted to hop on real quick. Pay attention to what's going on with your local elections, because you can move the needle locally. A lot of city council and state level elections can be decided by 100 votes. So those do matter, and those affect the voting districts. So pay attention. Also, vote for people who are going to support your rights and your freedoms and enforce the law they're supposed to, like your sheriff, your judges, and so on. Anyway, guys, be good, be safe, God bless. We'll see you later this week. Take care of yourselves.